Good morning, class. Today we will discuss the chapter Electoral Politics. Now, prior to this, as you know, we have discussed the constitution design and we knew all about the norms, the term and condition, how it was, what is the value of constitution. But now here we will see why elections. So here when we start this chapter, you see one of the cutting is given of newspaper, and in that particular we will see that what is the procedure of election in this chapter. But to know about the chapter, there are some references, story like we will discuss, and the system we will know about uh, what happened during the election time. So this is the time of midnight. An expectant crowd sitting over the past 4 hours, 5 hours in a chalk off town is waiting for its leader to come. Now this is the scene that, and the incidence is of 1987, that Mr. Devilal, who was the leader of one of the contestants who going to contest the election, and the people are waiting for that. Why? Because he was the would be leader of that state, that is Haryana. So what happens, that why people wait for leaders, and what is the specific behind that people are eagerly waiting for the leader. So we'll see that the crowd stands whenever the passing vehicle comes in way, and it arouses the hopes that he has come. So we know that during the election time what happens, the leaders, they do many rallies, many meetings, many organization they attend, and because of the propagation of their party, and to secure the vote from that particular reason. So the leader, Mr. Devilal, chief of Haryana Sangharsh Samiti, remember this name, you have to learn. So he was the leader of Sangharsh Samiti, and who was to address the meeting of in Karnal on Thursday night. 76-year-old Mr. Devi Lal was very much busy in these days, and his day starts from AM and ends to 11 p.m. You can see how busy schedule they have, and he had already addressed the 9 election meetings. So you can imagine that 9 election meetings since the morning he had attended. So you can see that the busy schedule of that one, and been constantly addressing public meetings for past 23 months, now approximately 2 years. So it is not the meaning that the election campaign start from week before or 2 week before. If you want to win the election, this is the main motive of the party, that continuously they should do their campaign for winning the election. So in that particular we have seen this. Now we will analyze the cutting of this newspaper that was about the assembly election. Now you know that assembly election is what, when the state's election take place in Haryana. 1987, the state had been ruled by Congress party led government since 1982. So Chaudhry Devilal, then the opposition leader. Now this term I think very much clear. In junior class you also read about that the ruling party is there, then the opposition party is there. The party who is ruling is in existence, and the party who is not ruling and sit in opposition, they have very main important role, because throughout the tenure of that present government, they noticed what was the lack in that government, and so they work on them so that the election they can win. So led to the movement called न्याय युद्ध. अब उन्होंने जो ये मूवमेंट चलाई है उसका नाम था न्याय युद्ध, और पार्टी का नाम जो उन्होंने मतलब जिस पार्टी के वो लीडर थे उसका था संघर्ष समिति. सो कीप इन योर माइंड. सो स्ट्रगल फॉर जस्टिस, इफ वी कॉल इन इंग्लिश दैट स्ट्रगल फॉर जस्टिस, इन हिंदी न्याय युद्ध. एंड फॉर्म्ड अ न्यू पार्टी लोकदल. फिर उनका मोटिव क्या था इसके पीछे, कि वो एक नई पार्टी बनाएंगे. नई पार्टी लोक दल, लोक मीन्स पीपल, दल मीन्स लाइक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और आपका ग्रुप, कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है. सो हिज पार्टी joined other opposition parties to form the a front against the Congress in the election campaign. So Devilal said that if the party won the election, his government would waive the loans of the farmer and the small businessman. Now, see here, the technique of the leaders is what, that whenever the election are about to come, generally the leaders, they prepare the manifesto and they make some promises to the people. Why? So that they can come to the existence. So his promise that this would be the first action of his government. So firm promises were made by his party and by him that if they come in the government, so firstly they will waive the loan of the farmers and the small businessmen. ठीक है. हो सकता है उस टाइम पर एग्जिस्टिंग गवर्नमेंट का ये एक मतलब क्या कहते हैं उसको, उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया, एंड द पीपल, द फार्मर, द बिजनेसमैन वर वेरी मच एजिटेटेड, कि वो नहीं चाहते थे कि ये गवर्नमेंट दोबारा रहे. लोगों को ये उन्होंने उनके एक मन की बात जैसे लेते हैं ना, तो ऐसे ली होगी और उन्होंने ये काम करने के लिए बोला. सो द पीपल वर अनहैप्पी विद द एग्जिस्टिंग गवर्नमेंट. सो दिस लाइन इज एक्सप्लेनिंग एवरीथिंग, क्योंकि लोग पहली सरकार से खुश नहीं थे. दे वर ऑल्सो अट्रैक्टेड बाय देवीलाल्स प्रॉमिस. सो व्हेन इलेक्शन वर हेल्ड, दे वोटेड ओवरवेलमिंगली in favor of Lokdal and its allies. It's not about Lokdal we are talking about. It happens every time. When the people are not satisfied, they are unhappy with existing government and new party is about to come and making so allure promises to the people. So what happens? The people prefer to that one government or that one party who will do for them good kind of work. So Lokdal and its partners won 76 seats out of 90. You can see the amazing victory they got. And in the state assembly, Lokdal alone won 60 seats and thus had a clear majority in the assembly. So the Congress could win only 5 seats. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है, कांग्रेस की हारी हुई, केवल उसको 5 सीट्स मिली, बाकी सब दूसरों को मिला. और 76 द मेजर जो सीट्स थी, जितने वेन्यू उसमें 60 सीट्स जो थे, दैट वर क्लियर विक्ट्री ऑफ मेजॉरिटी ऑफ लोकदल. सो वंस द इलेक्शन रिजल्ट वर अनाउंस, द सीटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर रिजाइंड. जो चीफ मिनिस्टर होता है वो रिज़ाइन करना पड़ता है, ऐसे ही गवर्नमेंट का है, सेंट्रल का भी ऐसे ही होता है और स्टेट असेंबलीज में भी ऐसे ही होता है. सो द न्यूली इलेक्शन मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली एमएलएस लोकदल चूज देवीलाल एज देयर लीडर. तो जो फॉर्मर है उसको रिज़ाइन करना हुआ. ही इज़ रेडी टू लीव द सीट एंड गवर्नर नाउ invited Mr. Devilal to be the new chief minister of Haryana. So 3 days later or 3 days after the election result were declared, he became the chief minister. As soon as he became the chief minister, his government issued a government order waiving the outstanding loan of small farmer, agricultural laborer, small businessman. Now see, the whatever the promises he made with the people, he keep them. ठीक है, ही kept them. तो जो प्रॉमिस किए थे उनको निभाना है. दैट इज द फर्स्ट मोटिव ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. His party ruled a state for 4 years and in the next election were held in 1991. But this time his party did not win popular support and the Congress won election फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट. अब ये देखिए कैसे तख्ता पलट होता है कि अभी तक जो था देवीलाल का बड़ा बोलबाला था, उसको लोगों ने जिताया, उसको एक इलेक्शन में विक्ट्री मिली और वो लीडर बना और उसकी गवर्नमेंट बनी. लेकिन नेक्स्ट इलेक्शन में क्या हुआ, ही डिड नॉट विन द इलेक्शन. Reason behind, you can understand. Many examples have been given, we will discuss them. So why it happened and how it happened, we can have an idea about. Because of the promises, because of the work of government, they are in demand. Otherwise no will ask to what kind of government, who are they. ठीक है, इतना हम समझ सकते हैं. Now come to the next. Now here, why do we need election? So by this clipping we did discuss all the things that what is the need of election, what happened during the election time. So this much we have discussed. In next video we will see what is the need of election. Now this question is very much familiar in this book. Whenever we are discussing any problem, so means what is the title of the chapter, or you can say the basic thing of the chapter is that first is this question, just say why do we need democracy, why do we need constitution, and another question we are facing here, why do we need election. So we'll discuss in next video. Thank you.